In this video, we'll be discussing the forEach method. The forEach method will allow us to loop through arrays much easier in JavaScript. So let's go through an example. So I'm going to create a variable called numbers that holds the value of an array with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to start off with the basics first. So forEach lets you run code on each element of an array. So let me show you how to do that. So we're going to write down the variable here, and we're going to say dot forEach. For each number, or numbers, we are going to print the number. So let's run this. And it prints out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So essentially what this is saying is it's taking the entire variable or the array, and we're saying for each, let me fix that. For each number, we use an arrow function here, and then we print out each number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is how that works. So let's try to also access indexes. So what we're going to do here is we are going to index there, and let's say we print out the index first. So this essentially is the same thing, but in addition to the number, we are going to print the index right beside it. So as you can see, it has printed the index 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course we know that the first element of the array starts at 0, and that's why it prints out 0 to 4 rather than 1 to 5. So now what we want to do is we want to do an example where we double every number in the array. So let me get rid of this, and I'm going to do numbers.forEach again, and we're going to use number, but then we are going to print console.log, and we're going to do number multiplied by 2. So let's run this, and it prints out each number doubled. So 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10. So that's what that outputs. So all you have to do to double the numbers in this case was to multiply each value in the array by 2. So now let's do a string example. So forEach works perfectly with strings too. So what we want to do for this example is split a sentence into words, manipulate it, and then join it back together. So let's define a variable here called sentence, and we're going to say JavaScript is amazing. So what we want to do for this example is we want to put every letter in the sentence into uppercase. So to do this, we first want to split the sentence into an array. And obviously there's a simpler way of doing this, but I want to show how to do this with forEach. So we're going to say sentence.split, which we learned in a previous video. So we're going to split into an array of words because it splits at each word here using the space, so it splits at each space. And then we're going to say words.forEach, and we're going to do word and index. We're going to use an arrow function. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take words in the index of each element in the sentence. And we're going to do word.to uppercase. So this essentially will make each word uppercase, each word in the array uppercase. So what we want to do is let new sentence equal words.join. So we want to join everything back together into a sentence with a space in between. And then we want to print out new sentence. So let's run this, and it prints out JavaScript is awesome with all uppercase letters. Okay, so let's try another example here. And this is actually going to be the last example of the video. And what we want to do for this video is we want to count how many letters are in each word. So we're actually going to leave JavaScript is amazing here. And we're going to say let letter counts equal an empty array. And we're going to say words dot, or actually we're going to take the split up here as well. So we can split each into an array. And what we're going to do is we're going to take words dot forEach word arrow letter counts. So it's going to store it in letter counts dot push word dot length. So word dot length of course takes the length of the word, and then we're going to console dot log letter counts. So let's run this, and it'll print 10, 2, and 7. So it prints out an array with values 10. JavaScript has 10 letters in it. Is has 2 letters in it. And amazing has 7 letters. So what we essentially did here was split this into an array, and for each word in the array we are going to push the word length into a new array called letter counts, what we did here, and it has given us an output of 10, 2, and 7. Okay, so that concludes the video on the forEach method. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. My next video will be talking about the map method, which is even more useful in my opinion than the forEach method. So stay tuned for that, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you.